A special discussion here on market analytics. A lot of companies are finding themselves on a sticky wicket with the FCCBs underwater, as in their conversion prices are way below the current market price. A lot of companies had gone down this route in 2006 and 2007 as a way to get lower cost debt. However, the conversion price was set according to the demand and supply dynamics at that very point. To discuss this now, joining us, Mamta Verma, partner CEO of DC India Research. You manage equity as well as credit and convertible bond analysis. Mamta, first and foremostly, how many of such companies are under your radar that are facing such problems when it comes to FCCB conversion?
Sure. In fact, in our FCCB research report, we've done analysis on over $2 billion worth of convertible bonds outstanding by Indian companies across sectors, which are falling due for maturity from end of FY12 and beyond. And suffice it to say, a large part of cases are where the bonds are currently out of money. So the conversion price is significantly higher than the current stock price. So the focus of our research has been two aspects. One is to estimate the intrinsic value of equity and whether we think the convertible option could turn attractive. In fact, to give an example here, we are of the opinion that the convertible bond outstanding of Welspun Corp, which is they have $150 million due on October 2014, we are of the opinion that there's a fair chance of the convertible option turning attractive. And the second aspect is then, in cases where we feel the intrinsic value of equity is much below the current conversion price, we need to analyze the cash flows and the debt servicing capability and run sensitivities on what's the debt servicing and the funding gap that they would require in years of FCCB maturity. So just to kind of conclude, it's very case by case, very company specific, and that's what we've done in our research.
So in that context, what is the way out in the kind of environment that we've actually seen as of right now? What is the way out for some of these companies that are actually battling the FCCB pressure? Because that's really going to be one of the key concerns. Come on, next couple of quarters, everybody's going to be focusing on the FCCB part of it. In fact, you already have a lot of talks going on currently as well. So in that case, what is the way out for these companies?
Okay, let me answer it in three parts. If we look at the entire spectrum, so you have one bunch of companies who've raised FCCBs, but a lot of that money has not been utilized, and that is already reflected in the cash and bank balances. So to say, those kind of companies are safe. There's inherent cushion in cash flows. Just moving on to the spectrum, we have another bunch of companies which would require additional borrowings to repay the FCCB. But based on our sensitivities that we run, we are of the opinion that perhaps the funding gap is not going to be of that grave a magnitude. But to kind of answer your question, looking at the third part of companies where, they do require additional borrowings which are of a large enough magnitude, clearly the options are, one is that either they need to